This guy's been a big topic of conversation since Battle 7-on-7 over the weekend. Let's talk with Miami committed quarterback Luke Nickel.
You are Locked On Canes, your daily podcast on the Miami Hurricanes, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
I'm Alex Donno. I'm a University of Miami alumnus, longtime South Florida sports radio vet, and contributor to allhurricanes.com. Thank you to the everydayers for making Locked On Canes your first listen and your first watch. We are free on YouTube. We're free wherever you get your podcasts. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Make every moment more. New customers join today, and you'll get $200 in bonus bets if your first bet of $5 or more wins. Visit FanDuel.com/LockedOn to get started. Without further ado, let's talk to a guy who has worked really hard and has earned and created a lot of success on the field. High school state champion this past season in Georgia. Battle 7-on-7 champion this past weekend in Miami. Miami Hurricanes committed quarterback Luke Nickel is with us. Luke, how are you, man?
Oh, I'm doing great. How about yourself? I'm just appreciate you having me on.
I'm doing so well, man, and Hurricanes fans appreciate you, and very very happy to have you verbally committed on board with Miami. So tell me, how did that decision go for you? What made you decide, or what made you realize that Miami was the spot for you?
Yeah, just talking with my family and my even my coaches back home, just kind of knowing that this was the best fit for me. Just talking with Coach Cristobal and Coach Dawson, I have a lot of trust in that coaching staff, and I know that we're gonna bring championships at the U, and we're just super excited about where we're going, and I know we're going in the right direction.
Yeah, and how do you feel about just what they're built? I mean, aside from yourself, what Mario Cristobal and company are building and recruiting? Because I've been covering Miami for a long time, Luke, and I'm looking at recruiting that I haven't seen in more than 2 decades when it comes to the talent level Miami's bringing in right now.
Oh yeah, no, we're bringing in all the top guys. That's all we're trying to do is just bring in the top guys, the best fit players for Miami that want to be there and just enjoy their time at the U.
And I always say this, a lot of times the best recruiters are the recruits themselves. And you play a very influential position being a quarterback. How important was it for you when you made that decision you wanted to be a Miami Hurricane to come to that decision early? And now are you spending some time maybe trying to recruit some other players to join you down here?
Yeah, no, that was a big thing for me just to kind of get it done early as well. In that aspect was just to kind of be able to spend some more time with the other recruits and just kind of get to know them before they hop on the train as well. And really just trying to do that job and just trying to get the best guys to Miami with me.
Is there anybody else who's in the class that you've had a chance to get to know a little bit in the 2025 class?
Yeah, there's tons of great players. We'll first start off with Jaime Ffrench. He's a big need for us. Vernell Brown, Cortez Mills, Brock Scott, Alvin Henderson. So the list goes on. And really, we're really trying to go after the top dogs.
I love it. Luke Nickel is with us, 2025 quarterback committed to the University of Miami. So, Luke, before we'll talk about your state championship season at Milton in Georgia, but I want to talk about that battle 7-on-7. Not only to be victorious in that tournament, but also to be able to get that one-on-one coaching from Cam Newton, former Heisman Trophy winner, NFL legend. Like I was geeking out on your behalf just watching some of those videos.
Yeah, no, it's super cool just being able to get coached up by one of the greatest of all time. So I've been with him for 3 years now, and just the progress that I've made with him and him coaching me those past 3 years has really improved my game, and it's just been super fun.
What are some of the biggest things you've learned from Coach Newton?
Sometimes it's not even football stuff. It will be kind of more of the mental side and just kind of like staying calm and really keeping the mental side sharp and just things like that in football, like the leadership role and all that stuff.
Luke Nickel is with us. I want to talk a little bit more about how Luke is going to fit in this Miami offense, his impressions on Shannon, Dawson, Mario Cristobal. I want to talk about the awesome state championship season he just had in high school. So, folks, you want to keep it locked right here. We are not going anywhere on this brand new episode of Locked On Canes. And I know you're keeping it locked to FanDuel. Happy Super Bowl to those who celebrate from FanDuel, America's #1 sports book. If you're like me, Super Bowl Sunday is all about scoring the best seat on the couch, grabbing your favorite football snacks, and placing some super bets. FanDuel has so many ways for you to end the season with a W or 2 or 3. Not only can you bet on who's going to win Super Bowl 58, but FanDuel also has bets for which players will score a touchdown, how many points will be scored. I love all the player props, national anthem props. There's so much there. New customers, join today and you'll get $200 in bonus bets if your first bet of $5 or more wins. Visit FanDuel.com/LockedOn to sign up. That's FanDuel.com/LockedOn. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Thank you so much for making Locked On Canes your first listen and your first watch today. We're available free wherever you get your podcasts. We're free on YouTube, and we are talking about Miami Hurricanes. We're talking with Miami Hurricanes verbal commit Luke Nickel, quarterback, class of 2025. So, Luke, I'm sure that part of making your decision is feeling like you're going to be entering into an offense that fits your style and an offensive coordinator who's also the quarterback's coach that you feel comfortable with. I'd love to know your impressions on Shannon Dawson and how you think you can fit in his offense.
Yeah, Coach Dawson's a super sharp guy. He really knows what he's talking about. And I really just have a lot of confidence and trust in him. And I really like his demeanor. I think it fits me perfectly as the way I like to play quarterback and the way I go about things. And I just feel like him being my coach is just the perfect fit for me. And my biggest thing is I think my accuracy, my timing, and the ability to move as well. And that's what his offense is.
I love that. And you just nailed. I wanted to ask you that question on what you feel like your biggest strengths are. And from what I've seen, not too many weaknesses to speak of, but is there any part of your game you feel like you're still working on?
I wouldn't say any particular weaknesses. Honestly, right now, just keep learning as much as I can in the film room and the mental side. Really just learning all of that before college and really trying to get a head start.
So, we hear so many stories about how personable Mario Cristobal is, and just like how on top of it he stays from a recruiting standpoint. What have been your impressions so far of the head coach at Miami?
Yeah, I love Coach Cristobal. That's part of the reason why I chose to come to Miami. I just know he's a really perfect guy for the job, and I just know that he's bringing them back to where we need to go, and I just have a lot of trust in him.
Well, first of all, one thing that I'm sure people have picked up on this that I love to hear is when Luke talks about Miami, he keeps using the word "we," which is great. Like, this young man is fully locked in, and I did hear you say that at Battle over the weekend. Do you still hear from other schools, though? Or is your phone still blowing up?
Oh no, yeah, I definitely hear from a couple of schools, but yeah, I'm 100% locked in with the Canes right now.
I saw you had some swag. What you had Miami cleats. You had a Miami chain as well. You have any other? And you're representing your high school today, which is awesome. You got the Milton swag as well. But how much Miami swag do you already have?
Oh, I actually, that's really all I got right now. So I have the cleats, obviously, and then I got my chain, the Ibis chain, and I'm really liking it so far.
How do you like the campus? Because that's one thing. Certainly, when I went there many years ago, that was one of the things that really stood out to me. Is just how calm and nice the campus is.
Yeah, the campus is great. When I visited in the summer on my first visit, we had an extra day to it, and we went to go see the campus and kind of went on a golf cart ride, and that's really what sold the deal for me, I think. was just being able to like see the campus and just realize how nice this is, and this is where you're going to be going to school, was just super cool.
Now, what was it, the Mike Rumpf golf cart ride? I don't know who drove you around, but I hear stories about like Coach Rumpf has like all the facts and the history of the campus. I don't know whoever drove you around. I don't know if they had some of those facts and stuff.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that, but I definitely learned a lot when I was on that visit. Just knowing where each place was, and then really got a good feel for the campus.
Talk to me about the high school season you just had, state championship at Milton in, from what I understand, the largest high school district in Georgia. I don't know as much about Georgia high school as I do Florida, but it's a big deal. I know Georgia high school football is no joke, man. So talk to me about this past season and, the highs and what it was like meshing with your teammates throughout the year.
Yeah, this year was a really good ride for us. We lost a couple games early, and down in Florida actually to Western, and then we lost to North Cobb early too. And really, with that, we really bonded together and really came together as a team and realized how good we can be. And that's what I think drove us to the next level, was just those two losses, and that playoff run was pretty special. We played 3 top 25 teams in the country, and we always knew we were the best team in the state, but we were the underdogs all the way from the Elite Eight to the state championship. So it was just super cool to do that.
That's powerful motivation then. I mean, being an underdog, and also like you talked about a couple of early season losses. Not that anyone wants to lose games, but it's probably true that you can learn more about yourself and your team from a loss than you can a victory oftentimes.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
Luke Nickel is with us, Miami Hurricanes class of 2025 committed quarterback. So I know that this is a ways down the road, Luke, but you may have this planned out already. Well, when you do arrive at Miami, do you want to be an early enrollee, or do you think you'll have to finish the whole senior year at high school?
Yeah, so I'm actually definitely planning on enrolling early, just to get the head start and really try to hammer down on that, just the head start early part, and just kind of get used to it already.
And obviously, you'll be this coming football season for Miami. You'll be watching games as a fan before you arrive. But what are your impressions of Cam Ward? Because and unfortunately, you guys are not really going to cross paths because he's just got the 1 year left. But you're probably looking forward to, as I am, watching him on TV and in person next year.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it. I think this offense is going to be special this year. Really, just getting that second year with Coach Dawson, and of course Cam Ward. He's a really special player, and I think he's a key piece for the Miami offense and the Miami team. So I think it's going to be an interesting year.
And how do you feel about because one thing I would imagine for any quarterback who's considering coming to Miami, whether it be someone coming out of high school like yourself or somebody like Cam Ward who comes in as a grad transfer, just see the type of protection that you're going to get, because Coach Cristobal and Coach Mirabal, they do not mess around when it comes to recruiting offensive linemen. So you can probably expect a clean jersey once you arrive.
Yeah, no, it feels great as a quarterback to know that I'll be protected. Really, that's just the perfect mindset going into it, is building from the ground up and really starting from the O-line and in front. And because that's really what wins you the championships, is the O-lineman and the D-lineman. And really just starting from there, because that's what's going to be protecting you. And they like to say it, the game is won in the trenches. So.
Now, you come from a football family. You've got an older brother who plays tight end at Michigan State. You've got a father who was a college football player. So how young did you first get into it? And has it always been a dream of yours to play major college ball?
Yeah, so I've started playing football since I was in second grade, and always played quarterback. So I've always stuck with it, and I'm really glad I have, because it's been one hell of a ride. And I'm just looking up as to my brother and my parents. Really just is special. really just leaning on them and taking the advice that they give me has really got me to this point.
Watching football growing up, you've been committed to the quarterback position for a long time. Who are some of the quarterbacks, college or pro, that you really grew up watching and saying, "Oh, I want to kind of model my game after them"?
Yeah, my favorite NFL quarterback right now is actually Josh Allen. I think I play a little bit
Yeah.
similar. I like Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, just all guys like that. There's a ton.
I want to see you, running through people like Josh Allen does. I want to see you knocking guys over and picking up, not putting your body at risk too much, but picking up some of those big first downs with your legs.
Yes, sir. That's a big key for my playoff run. I think was just being able to extend the plays with my legs and get some extra yards.
I love it, man. I appreciate chatting with you. I love the stories about your recruitment, and I love how committed you are to Miami. I know it means a lot to Hurricanes fans watching and listening to this. So, Luke Nickel, man, if you want to, first of all, I need to see you throw up the U just so I can get the screenshot of that. That's what I'm talking about. That
There we
is
go.
what I'm talking about. Luke Nickel, thank you so much for the time, man. I appreciate you so much, and best of luck with your senior season coming up, and I hope to catch up with you down in South Florida the next time you visit.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. I had a blast. I appreciate you having me on.
Our pleasure. We'll talk to everyone again next time on another episode of Locked On Canes. We are part of the awesome Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.